So yesterday I went over 5 reasons on why I started using Capture Pro, and today I just wanted to touch on 5 things that I still would like to see Capture One Pro include. The first one is built-in support for stitching as well as photo stacking. Now I do realize that in Capture Pro 21 they added a menu item, at least on the Mac side, that says stitching with Photoshop, but basically you still have to have Photoshop installed and it pretty much just opens everything up in Photoshop. That is an advantage that Capture One Pro has just added in version 14.3, I believe. So the second thing is better native plugin support. This kind of builds off what I was just talking about, which is whenever you can take advantage of the internal routines and processing power of the program itself, that is an advantage to the consumer because it's not eating up more RAM to run another program. It's very streamlined and much more efficient. And so one of the things that I see, if you go out to Capture One Pro and you go into the preferences and go all the way across to the right side, you'll find the plugin section. There's a button at the bottom that says get more plugins. That button does not work. You can click on it and it tries to go out to some web page that no longer exists, which I think is kind of a problem and they probably should fix that. But there is a real plugin page out there that you can go out and see. It's just the path to that page has changed. And you'll notice there's only 4, maybe 5 native-based plugins for Capture One Pro. And so I find this a little disappointing, and I hope to see them do more product/developer evangelism so that there would be more native-based plugins available for the consumer and user like us. The third thing is right-click contextual menu on export. Really needs some work. I mean, it's there, but they also recently just added a button to the top that says export, and they changed how that works a little bit. They took it out of a process tool and made it this button, which then opens up the process recipes window, which is nice. It's convenient, but it would be nice if while I'm viewing my image, I can right click on it and then have all my process recipes that I've created right there. So 4 and 5 are feature requests on my behalf. One is, have you guys ever downloaded DxO Photo Lab? If you have, then you'll know that they have introduced something called control points. And I think control points for local adjustments are actually a pretty cool concept because let's say you're doing a portrait and you're looking right in the eye. Now I know I could take the brush and make a little circle and then go over to the panels and adjust it. But the way the control point works is I can just make the brush size whatever size I need, click on the eye, and then it automatically has a little contextual menu that pops up, and it will allow me to adjust most of the major settings from exposure, contrast, and a few others. And so that is one feature that I would love to see Capture One integrate into their whole local adjustments area, which would be the option to use a control point. So the 5th one is something that I haven't seen in any post-processing program, anything from Aperture way back when to DxO Photo Lab to AC/DC's software to the Nik software to Lightroom, nothing. And maybe there's a reason for that, I'm not really too sure, but one feature that I would love to be able to do is, you know how Lightroom has the pick and reject features? Well, how about adding a third one, which is called protect? It works similar to how your camera works. When you protect an image on your camera, it prevents you from deleting it on mistake. And so the idea behind this protect label would be that once you're done making all your local adjustments to that one particular image, you then can click the little padlock icon or however it is they want to visualize it, and you will no longer be able to make local changes to that image unless you uncheck it, of course. I think some advantages to this is when you're working in a team environment and there's multiple people working on your photos, that could indicate to them that this photo is in its final phase. Now I know I could use a keyword to do the same thing, but I think it would be much more visual if it had some sort of padlock icon right there by the pick check mark or flag. So those are 5 things that I would love to see Capture One Pro eventually integrate into their software. If you have any ideas, please post them in the comments below, and thank you for listening. Don't forget to subscribe and like below. and look forward to joining you with my next cut.